If you've ever told yourself, this is the last time, then you find yourself right back on your screen, this video is for you. Not because you're weak, but because no one ever explained what's actually happening to you. So most men don't watch porn because they're horny. They watch it because they're stressed. You jack off because you're stressed, and then you're stressed because you just jacked off. It is the worst loop and cycle a man can ever go through. And I can say this from personal experience because I've lived there. Now, for me, it hit hardest during the period of heartbreak. I can't lie. I genuinely lost someone who I thought was going to be the one. And your boy did not process his emotions. I just wanted to just escape every single time. And whenever I was given the opportunity to do so, I would reach out to my phone easy. And it's very, very simple. Like during the time period that I actually got heartbroken, this is how I looked. My hairline was receding. I really did not like who I saw in the mirror. I looked bloated as heck. Obviously, this is a man's life who is actually slipping away from his hands. And it was pretty much because I was doing so many nasty stuff. I would just find myself in that stupid cycle of I'm stressed, I'm horny, and now you don't want to bust a nut. Immediately when you bust that nut, you are pretty much now stressed because you actually just busted the nuts. That cycle really was very, very stupid because it just made you feel very, very worthless. And the scary part is it wasn't even the habit. It was realizing that slowly and slowly my confidence was being cooked. My ability to show up as a man was being cooked. And once I understood the consequences, I'm not even talking about morally, like, oh, what you're doing is actually wrong, but more so even the biological and the physical impact that it actually had on me. It actually started looking very, very stupid. You just continue the same thing. But now the problem is, every single time you're trying to actually become better and actually stop this habit, it feels like your brain is just telling you, do it, do it, do it. It's like your brain and the porn is married and is coupled up together. Here, I'm actually going to break down what porn actually does in real time, because I believe that once you understand the reality of what porn does, it will become way, way better for you to actually break free from that addiction. First point I had to talk about is reduced blood flow. My guy, because you are actually beating your D every now and then, and you are watching and you are fapping to all these baddies online, your stuff is actually smaller. Like, yes, porn actually reduces your size. Because now, if it was supposed to be hard like this, there is less blood flow, so it's probably like this. And regardless of whatever God actually gave you, one thing is that you need to understand that women like size. And now, not only are you shooting yourself in the leg by actually watching porn, you can't actually get it up fully. Now you have a way lesser erection, and now your stuff is actually smaller. If this is sex, this is where your porn is. So like this contrast, your brain is actually not used to it. Because you're less aroused, it means that you're not gonna be up like this. And this is what she wants. But you cannot stay up like this, bro. Unfortunately, because you're too busy helping yourself, being handsome. You're rubbing one off every now and then. But one thing I did realize is when I was doing the deed and watching nonsense, every time I wake up in the morning, I was not even having my erections anymore. Like, it was non-existent, and I don't know if anybody's actually going through this. It most likely is because you're helping yourself out too much. And the beautiful analogy I really like here is, imagine that you are a Ferrari. Like, I speak every single time on this channel to men because I know that we have so much potential. And that's the reason why I said, imagine that we are a Ferrari with no gas, just pretty much an expensive furniture. So now, let's say you actually do have every single facility to make this woman feel like a woman. So this and this, the contrast is so, so great, because when I speak on the analogy of the Ferrari, this guy is pretty much a furniture. This woman don't look like she's happy. He don't even look like he's happy because he knows he's failed himself. She knows that she doesn't feel like a woman. But when you look at this picture on the other hand, she's looking like she has been sent to heaven and now she's back. She's looking like she's happy, she's pleased. And this really would come from you actually not having a porn addiction. This really would also be coming from you actually having to take care of yourself so that you actually have your erection quality at its peak. Because you don't want to be a Ferrari, as I said, with no gas, just an expensive furniture. You do have the facilities. You need to stop fapping. You need to put your hand down and stop actually wanking. Let's go to the next point. Another thing that porn addiction actually does is the reduced sensitivity. Now you're so used to your hands, like you are just genuinely so in love with your hands, like the real thing and your hands is so different. Like with your hands, you can squeeze, there is intensity, there is novelty. And in the real thing, it is not, the pressure is not the same. And now look at your life now, my guy. You are so in love with actually being handsome that now you can't even do the deed when you were actually supposed to do it. I literally remember a friend of mine complaining. He pretty much said that he had this bad chick. She pulled up. At the time, he was living with his grandparents, and when she pulled up, obviously he was doing his thing, kissing on her. But when it was time to actually do the deed, he realized that he couldn't get up. And it was pretty much because he's so used to his own hands that having a real life person didn't even do jack. And that's really what porn does. And your brain adapts so well to the squeezing, to the intensity, to the novelty, that real intimacy is just meh. Like imagine, look at this guy on the bed. Look at this brother. Like brother is smiling most likely on his phone screen while this woman is here. And the result is when you are so used to also masturbating, wanking, fapping so many times, what you're gonna realize is you can't stay hard for long. You can't last long. You can't even do both. The analogy I'll use for this example, you've trained on hard mode, and now when you actually come to the actual normal thing, it feels very boring. You've trained so much on hard mode, you've trained so much with your hands, you've acclimatized your brain. The normal doesn't excite you anymore. You love just every single thing that your hands can give you. And the funny part is I also even have this guy where he was pretty much like, he remembers telling the chick that she should just do whatever she wants while he just helps himself out. Like, just think about this, bro. Think about this. All right, let's go to the next point. It lowers testosterone. I feel like one of the reasons why men feel unmotivated, unproductive is because you are releasing so much of your energy. The same masculine energy that builds empires, that builds nations, that builds families, it's the same thing you're just releasing to a body, releasing to a chick that right now, at this current point in your life, you cannot even attract. And I think when I got to that realization, I was watching a video one time and they were like, why do you keep on fapping to these bodies? Why can't you actually just have one for yourself? Why can't you just level up and improve so much for yourself? When I speak on testosterone, what is testosterone? It pretty much is the male hormone that makes us feel as men. Testosterone is what's responsible for your confidence, for your motivation, for your drive. You even have brain fog. You don't have clarity anymore. You cannot think sharper. And I feel like these attributes is one of the reasons why immediately when you're done doing the deed, what usually happens is you release three hormones. You release dopamine, you release oxytocin, and you release serotonin. That's the feel good. The feel good would be dopamine and serotonin. The oxytocin is also what binds you. It's like a love hormone. That's what's pretty much like binding you. That's one of the reasons why your brain is so in love with the feeling of, oh, every single time we do this, we get a reward. That's how your brain is thinking. And the very annoying thing about you having low testosterone is, not only do you now have low confidence, low motivation, low drive, it's actually way harder for you to build muscle. It's actually very easy for you to also now gain fats. So I really feel like this whole thing is so spirals into so many aspects of your life. Your confidence is cooked, your motivation is cooked, your drive as a man is cooked, your ability to think is cooked, and finish it up now, your body is also cooked. Like, it is just a very brutal and painful reality. Like, this is what you do, and this is the reward for the short, let's say 5 to 10 seconds, or depending on how long you lost. I choose to not be very like to flog you on it, but depending on how long you lost, this is your reward. Your lower testosterone, lower confidence, lower motivation, rubbish brain, and you don't even have the ability to build the muscle you want. It's pretty much like living life on battery saving mode. And just imagine this brother, like probably he's finished busting a nut. Now going to the gym is hard. Now actually trying to approach a woman is hard. Every single thing is just hard, just because he wanted temporary pleasures. Now another thing I struggled with when I was watching porn was I was so anxious in social gatherings. Rather than actually even just go outside, go probably speak to women or approach people and have normal interactions, I'm just like, why go do that? And that's what you train yourself to do. I know this because I'm speaking from personal experience. You train yourself to just stay home rather than actually just go outside and actually just pull the body that you actually really want. You tell yourself that no, there's no need. have my phone, I can actually just beat my dick. That's really what you tell yourself every single time. Really, what porn teaches you is it teaches you consumption, not connection. Like, it just teaches you to just keep on consuming. And the weird and annoying thing is you're gonna consume so much that it needs to stimulate you, increasing and increasing and increasing the intensity. So let's say you started watching off softcore porn. You realize at one point it's not enough for you because your brain is now getting tired. You don't have that same feeling. You don't have to increase it to maybe like hardcore stuff. You are over sexualizing women. One of the reasons why a lot of you guys can't even speak to women is because you've seen so much of them naked that you can't even think about them even with clothes on. I had a friend who every now and then he would just tell me the moment he sees a girl that if I try, he'd be like, I've already taken off her clothes in my mind. And I'm like, now eye contact feels very weird because obviously you're not confident, you're not comfortable. Shame, because you know that you're not doing what you're actually happy. This guy, just look at this brother, like this guy does not look happy in this picture, and there were very good reasons why I picked these specific pictures. He doesn't look happy. The irony is that porn promises more women, but then it then takes out your attraction. It gives you the pseudo feeling that you actually have so many women in your life, but you actually have nothing. That's your reward. Socially, you're cooked now. Congratulations. Now you then have porn-induced erectile dysfunction. As I said, your brain is so used to pixels. Oh, your brain so loves pixels. So your brain is bonding to porn. That's really what you're doing. Bonding to pixels. Intimacy with a woman would feel very weird because you're like, do I really need this? I could just use my hand. I could just beat my D. I could go online and I could see the woman I want. And it's very, very funny how if you actually have two people doing it, most likely you would not want to actually just watch them do it in a room. But you are doing that every single day. Well, I choose to believe that if you have two people doing it in your presence, you are logical enough to step outside. But some of you guys might actually be very cooked in the head or fried, really. But ED will start appearing because your brain is trained to only pixels on the screen. That's really it. So your brain now, because of the oxytocin, because of the dopamine, the feel-good chemicals that is feeding you, your brain now feels like it has to be loyal to your screen. It's like, the funny part was, I remember like, there used to be this guy I watched and he said, one of the things he actually looked forward to in his day is coming back home to actually be his dick. And that was the most painful thing I had to hear, because I was just like, what the heck was that? And that's really what some of you guys do. I'm sure that some of you guys actually are so happy with, if you're having a stressful day, you even look forward to probably like locking yourself in your room, finding your favorite scene, probably having snacks and having your tissue on the side. And that's what you're just going to be doing. I understand every single thing that you might be going through because I've been there. And one thing I really had to just say was, when you watch porn, every single time you feel like you're going to be breaking promises to yourself. And I really don't know what a man is without actually being able to trust his own self. The only thing that you can control is yourself. And with that said, like, I have pretty much spoken about the cons. I had to speak on how you can actually improve, how you can actually boost the testosterone, how you can actually fix your erectile dysfunction. The first thing I would say is lifting heavy. Like, the movement indicates masculinity. Just having a consistent routine is going to start boosting your testosterone. It's going to start making you feel more. It's even going to improve your blood flow because now you're taking care of yourself. Sleeping properly. I do know, like, sleep has to be where most of your hormones are created. And you having those, a lot of you guys be scrolling on TikTok, having rubbish sleep schedules, and your testosterone is being made in your sleep. And when you don't sleep well, what you produce is cortisol. And I can assure you, cortisol and testosterone are not good friends. They are like two female besties that have fallen out of a relationship. Just remember the falling out of the relationship part. They hate themselves. So when you are very stressed, your testosterone is decreasing a lot. So you need to get your sleep. Dial in on your sleep. Have a set time. Even I'm very guilty of this. I'm still pretty much working on my sleep right now. Eat real foods. I'm not against you consuming snacks here and there, but try and eat real foods. Hit your proteins. your fats. Your fats is pretty much where your testosterone is being made from. Your micronutrients. The interesting thing about micronutrients is that this will determine how you feel, while your fats, your protein, and your carbs would pretty much determine how you look. If you can dial in on every single one of those things, oof, you are golden. Now the next thing would then be sunlight, movement, cortisol control, your stress control. Because I know one of the main reasons why you're so used to being your D is pretty much because you have so much stress in your life. I know. My goal was to also tell you how to handle the porn urges, the intense porn urges. So the goal really with this video is not for you to fix it with willpower. Probably you're gonna watch this video and you're gonna feel a little bit motivated. Oh, this is all the things I'm doing is making me feel cooked. But like the goal really is changing the system. The older I get, the more I realize how important it is a system is. System simply means save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. You're saving yourself of that. One of the things I'll tell you is write down the consequences I spoke about in this video and read them daily. Once you keep on reminding yourself, I feel like we already know every single thing. There's not going to be any new video you're going to watch that's actually going to teach you anything different. You already know. What you need is reminders. Remind yourself. Increase the friction. So I'll tell you what I mean by increasing the friction is, obviously, it's maybe you are someone who realizes that it's very, very easy for you to do it at night. What you're going to be doing, you're going to keep your phone in another room. Invest in an alarm clock. Increase the friction. The next thing I would say is replace the habits. Pour into habits that actually build you. Pour into habits that actually can attract the woman that you actually. Why do you always have to be watching a woman receive it? Why can't you be the one who actually attracts those kind of high quality women into your life? Get an accountability partner. If you actually get an accountability partner that doesn't judge you and you guys pay and you're very honest with that person, I feel like that would be the biggest thing. Accountability will push you so well. Now, another thing I have to say is strengthen your relationship with God, your creator. I feel like if you can pray, you're not going to have the energy to also still do the deed. So like, if you can just pretty much build your relationship with God, you're going to also realize like doing it immediately after you finish praying is like slapping God in the face. Now, I had to say this, like if you're serious about rebuilding your discipline, if you're serious about showing up for the man you know you always deserve, for getting your life back, this is genuinely what I help men do. I know it is. I told you, like, I made this video to try and help you guys. And if you want to work with me personally, like, I'll tell you, book a call with the link in the description. I help you transform your body. Like, literally what I did here. Looking at myself in these pictures, I'm not happy. But now you can see, like, with these other pictures, I've made a transformation. If you are someone who wants to optimize your training, optimize your body, optimize your nutrition, fix your life in general, I would love to really hear from you. So one thing I really must say is you're not broken. One thing is you do need to take control. Take control over your life. Like, the biggest thing I would tell anyone watching this video is you have so much power. Like, you have the ability to change your life. Like, I believe always that you and God are the most powerful individuals and entities in your life. Like, this is your story. Take control. Start fixing your life. Like, rather than actually just looking at women, build yourself to a point where you can actually just easily attract them, rather than running away and escaping from reality. Start confronting every single problem. Like, imagine yourself as a game character, and everything that is thrown at you by life, if you can actually upgrade, if you can actually confront those problems and difficulties rather than escaping, you realize that you're going to be leveling up. And that's really why I'm so heavy about. I'm so heavy on self-improvement, so heavy on improving yourself every single day, because you deserve more. You really, really do deserve more. And that's really the video for today. I hope you like, you subscribe, and let me know what other kind of videos you'd like me to post on this channel. And with that said, peace. Stay locked in, ladies and gentlemen.